Hey YouTube, this is Dr. Stephanie again, the founder of Your Healing Place, the author of From Panic to Empowerment, moving you in a direction of health, one taboo at a time. This video is about something that's really important to a lot of people. And what are we talking about? We're talking about weight loss. Oh my goodness, the springtime is coming. Everybody wants to be maxi dress ready or bikini ready, or even just feel good about yourself in whatever size you are. But here's an interesting fact about weight. Weight is just a mineral deficiency. And if you knew that all you needed to do was take the proper minerals, 90 to be exact, your body would just melt fat away. Don't believe me? I have some pictures of my own that I can show you, and you definitely want to hear this video interview about a woman who was weighing a size 32 and now is a size 12, all because she understood that obesity was a nutrition problem. Where'd she get that information from? Well, she heard it from Dr. Joel Wallach. And you're about to hear that video, so definitely subscribe and comment. And if you like to lose weight, you're definitely going to want to get to contact me really soon. All right, so watch the video. Whew, this is an amazing call. Check it out.
Dr. Regina is here to share her life-transforming, life-changing test and testimony of how she was able to lose 150 pounds in 17 months, go from a size 30 to 32 to a size 12, get off of medication, throw away her cane, and walk 4 miles a day using Dr. Wallach's 90 for Life protocol and truly tapping into the power of God within. Dr. Regina, thank you for coming on today.
Oh, it is my pleasure. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Dr. Regina,
Okay.
Can you tell us something more about your life, your church, where you're from, and your affiliation with Longevity?
Well, absolutely. I would be honored to. And thank you again for the opportunity to share my testimony. I say it's my story, but it's for His glory. I born and raised right here in the Detroit, Michigan area, got married super early, and my husband and I, we pastored a beautiful church in Roseville, Michigan area. And we've been married for 42 amazing years, quite a testimony all in itself, and just came up from a great middle class family with a lot of values, just a great parenting. My parents were Christian people, and they taught us some very strong values, and I just went on to, with my family, to kind of insert the same kind of training. And it's just been an amazing, amazing experience so far of my life.
Okay, Dr. Regina. Now, let's go back in time in my interview with you behind the scenes in my conversation. You shared so much with me about your life. I just want you to share with us. We're going to take you back in time. You got married at 18, had a set of twins, and gained 100 pounds. Can we start there?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Is that so incredible? I never was I never was a small person. I never was a skinny girl, but I did have a weight issue. I did not have weight problems. However, as you just said, I got married. I was only 18 years old. I was a child bride. And I found out at 2 months of the pregnancy that I was going to have twins. And my grandmother, my parents, they were elated. Everybody in the family was so excited. And our which of love, like most families, is food. So my grandmother's thought was, baby, you're eating for 3. And, of course, when you're greedy, that was okay with me. And, I started to pack on the pounds. They came in, with a fury. Now, I had these twins. Then one twin, baby A, weighed 6 pounds. Baby B weighed 6 pounds. That is 12 pounds, ladies and gentlemen. But over the course of the 9-month pregnancy, I gained over 100 pounds. And I never lost it. My twins are now 40 years old. And that, you know what? I made excuses initially and said, "Oh, that's baby fat." But come on, there's no such thing as 40 years of baby fat. So that is the same 100 pounds that I struggled with over and over. I lost and gained over 40 years, and finally, about 7 years ago, I just threw in the towel. And I thought, I can't do it. I had failed, spent thousands upon thousands of dollars, literally almost ran my poor family into bankruptcy trying to lose weight. Never happened for me. I was a complete failure at it. And so I had literally given up, and I gained an additional. Not only did that 100 pounds stay, but I gained even more.
Well, now, Dr. Regina, how did that weight gain initially affect your self-esteem? Because, in our conversation, you said you were, sort of content, and then you got into being a plus-size model. You sort of accepted your weight.
Right, absolutely. Like I said, I came from an amazing family. My parents, I didn't get my self-esteem from myself. My parents literally gave me my self-esteem. As a little bitty girl, my mom would dress me up and comb my hair, put a beautiful outfit on me. She'd say, "Baby, turn around, let mommy look at you." And she would clutch her chest and go, "Oh, you're absolutely adorable. Go let your daddy see you." And my daddy would look at me and say, "That is my girl." So when you're 3, 4, 5 years old and you're hearing this, you're adorable. So all of my life, when I would put on, comb my hair, put on a nice outfit, I looked in the mirror, and the mirror would say back to me, "Regina, you're adorable. You're absolutely adorable." Now listen, add to that when I started to put the weight on, and the pounds came, but it didn't bother me. I had such an amazing sense of confidence, of self-worth, and it didn't bother me. I had a great husband, a great marriage. So I wasn't really concerned about being obese. I wasn't concerned about the weight. It didn't bother me. I thought it was attractive, so much so that I did. I went and tried out for a contest for a photo shoot for plus-size models, and I won the contest. And it started a literal plus-size modeling opportunity for me, and I went on to model as a 4-figure girl for a number of years in the greater Michigan area.
Okay, now, Dr. Regina, now let's fast forward 40 years. At age 40, you were diagnosed with hypertension, and at age 50, you were on 13 meds and hospitalized 6 times. Your weight skyrocketed and got out of control. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I had no problems with being the fat girl. I wasn't never the person struggling with self-esteem. I wasn't struggling trying to get a man. I wasn't, the unhappy child. That wasn't my story. It wasn't until I got sick, until I really had to take a new look at my health and this weight issue. And at age 40, I was diagnosed with hypertension, and that began to spiral out of control, literally to dangerous levels. I had stroke level high blood pressure, ended up, and then the diseases began to just compact. I tell you, every time I would go to the doctor, something else was going on. I was hospitalized 6 times for obesity-related issues, diseases and sicknesses. And I ended up with 5 diagnosed diseases. I had high blood pressure, acid reflux, sleep apnea. I was driving down the local road here, and all of a sudden, the road that had 4 lanes all of a sudden had 8. So I ended up in the hospital for that, diagnosed with vertigo. And then the last one was arthritis, and I was literally just falling apart. Now, as a Christian, that was bothering me. As a believer, that began to really impact me because my husband and I pastor and we're leaders. And I thought, how in the world could this be happening to me? It was very perplexing to try to figure out, how did I get so sick so fast? And I didn't know how to connect the dots. So add to that depression. Now I'm really trying to figure out, what is wrong and how did I fall apart? How did my body, I'm Regina Patrick, how in the world did this happen to me? So it was a very, very confusing time, very hard time, and that started my search that I knew that did not agree with Scripture, because the Bible said that He came to give us life and that more abundantly. So every time I'm looking and reading my Bible, I'm getting confused, because my physical life, my spiritual life was no longer in agreement with what I knew in my heart and in my soul that God's will was. So as a person of the kingdom, a person of faith, I knew I had to do something. So I started to really seek and for an answer for my health issues.
Now, Dr. Regina, you also shared with me that, as a result of your depression, you got very, very desperate, and you started to get a gastric bypass surgery. You thought about that and were making plans to have that done. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I did. I mean, because I was praying, Lord, please give me an answer. And I really got perplexed that, how is it that I believe like I believe in divine intervention, but, and deliverance and health and healing, because that's what Scripture says, and that He came to give us His life and life more abundantly. And I thought, I'm sick as a dog and I'm fat. I'm fat and I'm sick. And I could not get myself in. I could not pull myself out of that situation. So I took it upon myself that the only reasonable answer to take my life back was to have surgery. So I went and I had the consultations. I met with the doctors. I met with the therapist. I went all the way through it, because our society now uses these surgeries as the new diet plan. There is a long wait list to get on the table. So I had to wait approximately 6 weeks before this surgery. But this was my answer. This was going to be my solution to getting healthy again, because I didn't know what else to do. And out of desperation, that was my decision. However, 3 weeks into it, I couldn't speak. I began to experience a lot of anxiety that maybe I was making a mistake and surgery was not for me. And I'm not, I realize that many people have had the surgery or considering having it now, but for me, I just had so much anxiety about it that I kind of got an inkling that it wasn't right for me. So I began to really pray about it. And in the middle of the night, it was 2 a.m., everybody in the house is asleep but me, and I said a little short prayer. I said, God, if there's a better way, please reveal it to me. And I kid you not, no audible voice, there's nothing strange like that. But just down on the inside of me, I heard this: if you seek, you shall find. And I popped up out of the bed, went to the internet, typed in alternative natural methods to weight loss and health. And up pops the actor, Danny Glover, Mr. from Color Purple, from Lethal Weapon, that man. And he is ranting and raving over Dr. Joel Wallach. And he begins to say that he was had these arthritis issues, and he was going to have double knee replacement, and he couldn't find word because of his excruciating arthritic pain. And somebody told him, before you have surgery, just talk with Dr. Wallach. And he went and met with Dr. Wallach, and Dr. Wallach basically told him, if I cannot heal your knees, I will pay for your surgery. Well, Danny Glover said, he shook his hand and said, you're on. And in 90 days, he was healed. And not only was he healed, he lost 65 pounds naturally. Well, I couldn't go back to sleep. So for the next 3 days and 3 nights, I Googled everything. I just tore the internet up watching everything about Danny Glover's healing and transformation, his connection to Dr. Wallach and longevity, and I did my due diligence to find out who was Dr. Wallach. And I actually recalled that many, many, many years ago, somebody had given me, this is how long ago it was, a cassette of Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and I start to connect the dots. And that began my journey toward longevity and toward healing.
That is an awesome, awesome testimony, Dr. Regina. It really touched and moved me so much that I know that when we listen to the voice of God within, God will always direct us. And he directed you to Miss Shaw Murphy, who is Dr. Wallach's right-hand assistant. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. That is exactly what happened. I actually, like, for 3 days and 3 nights, I barely ate or slept. I just stayed. I mean, I got all the information. I did my due diligence. I found out all the amazing things about Dr. Wallace and longevity and the 90 for Life product. I began to reach out to people who had testimonies on YouTube and Facebook about longevity, and I asked them, could I inbox them? Could I chat with them? And I mean, I found out so much, and I was convinced that I needed to try it. So I dialed the number, and lo and behold, Sharon Murphy picks up the telephone, and she says to me, Dr. Regina, and I give her my 5 diagnosed diseases, and I told her I was, morbidly obese, and I was depressed, and could they help me? And she says this to me, I will never forget it. She says, Dr. Regina, yes, we can help you. 90 for Life will give you back your life. And she said this, her exact words, if you do what Dr. Wallace tells you to do, if you do what he tells you to do and you take the product, not only would you lose the weight, but you're going to get your life restored. And that was music to my ears. From that day on, I did exactly, and now I wasn't talking to Dr. Wallace on the phone. I was looking at YouTube. That's how he spoke to me. When she said, do what he said, I listened to every word he said. I ordered his books. I have probably read almost all of God's books. Now, I haven't got through all of them, but I'm making my way through them because it was so life transforming. I lost 100 pounds in 7 months. The first 100 pounds came out in 7 months. But here's the real miracle. The real miracle. All of the diseases, every one of them are gone. Every one of those diseases are gone. In just 60 days, I was completely off of blood pressure medicine, and it took about 90 days before everything else was gone. And I am a living, breathing, walking testimony that if you clean up your diet, if you take the products right, and you work, closely, you can literally turn your health around.
Wow, Dr. Regina. I know that somebody that's listening to this call today is going to be touched, moved, and inspired to take action. Mm-hmm. When did you start Dr. Wallace's program? You said in 2015?
Yes, ma'am. It was, you know what? It was my birthday, September the 15th, 2015. My husband had taken me away on a beautiful vacation. We were in this lovely location for my birthday, celebrating my birthday, and he says, honey, what do you want? What do you want? He's a big giver. He gives me beautiful, not being braggadocious, but when you pray about the right relationship, God will really heal your relationships too. So he asked me, he said, sweetie, what do you want? What do you want? And of all the things I could ask for, I said, I want longevity. I want to be a part of longevity. And I said, Tony, that's what I want for my birthday. And he was, because he didn't know what I was talking about, of course, because I had been researching this now over the internet. And he said, what is that? And I said, sweetie, I want to get on 90 for Life, and I want to come into the company. And that was my birthday present. It was September the 15th, 2015. And I got Sharon Murphy on the phone on my birthday, and I came into longevity. I started on the product, and as they say, the rest is history. I've been I walked on the cane, by the way. I wanted to share this real quick. I was on a cane, and I'm in my 50s, so this was, and as a preacher of the gospel and a preacher of healing and health, when you're sick, it's going to mess up your faith. It is going to mess up your faith. And so, there's the scripture that says, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. Listen, and when you know the truth will set you free. I am so incredibly elated to be connected to longevity that I am compelled to be a part of this. I personally believe that Dr. Wallace is our gift to this generation from God to help us live long and strong so that we can fulfill our assignment and live out our days in pleasure. So to be connected to this, all of that anxiety, all of that depression that I went through was simply because of what I did not know. And I went on that quest to find the truth, and now my life is completely changed. And, it started in 2015. That was September 2015. And like I said, the weight just poured off. I am now a size 12. I am completely off all medicine. I take nothing but 90 for life. You know what, Argo? I have not even had, this is the truth, I've not even had to take a Motrin, a Tylenol, Bear aspirin, nothing. I'm literally walking in wholeness. Man, am I grateful. I'm grateful.
Well, you know, Dr. Regina, I have shared your pictures with all of my clients. And when they come and, you know, seeing truly is believing. Am I right?
Yes.
They saw
absolutely.
your picture. When I have shared your pictures with my clients, they are so in awe and inspired and ready to make a change. And, you know, we know that Dr. Wallace says every day we need 90 essential nutrients, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, and 2 to 3 fatty acids. And when we give the body what it needs at the cellular level, the body heals itself. Now, so tell us briefly, what supplements did you take? And I know you got rid of the 12 bad foods, but is there anything else that you want to share with us?
You know what, Argo? That is people. If you take it right, now here's the other thing. I have discovered if you don't take it right, you're not going to get right results. And that has been my experience, that people they don't take it, it's supposed to be taken according to weight appropriateness. So if you're taking just an inappropriate amount, you're not going to get good results. But ladies and gentlemen, if you take it properly, you clean up your diet and you do your part, I'm telling you, the 90 for Life product is going to do its part. And that's literally my story. So, and here's the other thing. I did not. People assume that I did the weight loss program with 90 for Life, but that's not true. I did not. I just took the BTT. I took the 90 for Life and the Healthy Body Start Pack. But I did go gluten-free. Now, I did not have it. With all the diseases I had, one of them that I did not have was any celiac diseases. So I did not have that. It wasn't a must, but boy, was it a plus. And I tell people that if you're serious about cleaning up your health, you owe it to yourself to go gluten-free. And don't play with it, because if you have to do it, you're going to only experience half the results. But if you do this thing right, clean up your diet, clean up your gut by going gluten-free, take the 90 for Life. It does you no good sitting on your counter. But I decree, if you take that thing right, you're going to have phenomenal results. And not only will you change your life, you'll be a walking testimony. You will be able to then impact everybody around you. When people see me that I'm walking in stilettos as opposed to a cane, that is pretty impressive. So if just do it right. That's what I'm asking people. But no, I didn't take any of the health products, Argo, until after I had lost 100 pounds. Then I decided to try the ASAP, and I got another 25 pounds off in a month. After having lost all of that excess weight, I was still losing. So the products are phenomenal. I went from being morbidly obese, they call it, the doctor said morbidly obese, down to obese, and now I'm currently classified, as overweight. I'm 26 pounds from being normal, so you know I'm getting ready to rock this out. So excited.